The words "take your cheap purse and leave" sliced through the marble lobby like a dagger. Nia Jacobs stood frozen, her beige dress now stained with red wine dripping from her waist down. The luxury resort bustled, polished floors gleamed and suited guests sipped champagne, but all eyes were on the black woman being humiliated at the front desk. Victor Sterling, a wealthy white businessman, smirked as the manager, Miss Harding, pretended not to notice the mess. Nia's prepaid VIP suite was magically unavailable. Instead, she was offered a standard room near the service area if she wanted to stay at all. But Nia said nothing. She calmly picked up her small, soaked purse, her eyes cold and steady. Nobody in this room had any idea the resort belonged to her. But what Victor whispered next changed everything. Victor leaned in close, his cologne sharp, his voice dripping with arrogance. "This place used to have standards. Guess they'll let anyone through the door now." The front desk staff chuckled quietly. Miss Harding didn't even hide her disdain. "Ma'am," she said, her eyes narrowing, "we reserve our premium suites for respectable guests. The system shows nothing available for your booking type." The implication burned more than the wine. Nia's mind flashed back to years ago, working front desks herself, enduring smirks like Miss Harding's and insults like Victor's. But that was then. Now she owned 27 resorts across the country, including this one. She'd bought it quietly through holding companies. No one here recognized her yet. Across the room, a young black receptionist, David, met her eyes, silent and tense, but with the faintest nod. Nia didn't react. It wasn't time. But the real insult was still coming. The standard room they finally assigned her was a dark, windowless corner next to the maintenance closet. The air reeked of bleach and mildew. The bed creaked and the bathroom faucet leaked. Nia sat on the edge of the bed, her soaked purse dripping onto the worn carpet, and stared at the cracked ceiling. Her phone buzzed. It was David, a simple text. "I've seen them do this before. I can help." Nia's jaw tightened. She remembered her mother scrubbing these same hallways, enduring whispers and side eyes. Victor Sterling wasn't just a rude guest. He was known for bribing resort managers, buying access, and keeping undesirable types out of luxury spaces. Nia exhaled slowly. This wasn't just about her pride. It was about every young girl watching, every employee forced to play along. Tomorrow they'd learn exactly who they had disrespected. Morning came. The resort's grand lobby buzzed with executives and guests, oblivious to the storm brewing. Nia, dressed simply but with quiet authority, approached the exclusive lounge, a perk included in her prepaid VIP package. But Javier, the lounge attendant, blocked her path without hesitation. "VIP guests only," he said flatly, his eyes darting toward Victor Sterling inside, sipping mimosas and laughing. Miss Harding hovered nearby, her arms crossed, watching it unfold with smug satisfaction. Security lingered by the doors, ready. Nia held up her phone, the reservation pulled up, but Javier didn't even glance at it. "System says you're standard class," he shrugged. Victor raised his glass in a mock salute from inside. Nia's pulse hammered, but her face stayed calm. David stood by the elevators, waiting. Across the resort, her legal team was arriving unnoticed. By noon, the resort's sleek conference room filled with hushed confusion. Uniformed security, lawyers in sharp suits, and executives from corporate headquarters had assembled. No one understood until Nia Jacobs stepped forward, flanked by her legal counsel. Miss Harding's face drained of color. Victor Sterling, watching from the back, stiffened. Nia's voice, calm but sharp as glass, filled the room. "For those wondering why I've gathered you, check your emails. Effective this morning, this resort along with 26 others belongs entirely to Jacobs Leisure Holdings." Gasps rippled through the room. David stood quietly at her side now, holding a folder thick with documentation. "For 2 days I watched discrimination sold as policy, dignity traded for tips. That ends now." Nia didn't gloat. She simply turned, her eyes steady. Outside, the stained marble floor gleamed freshly cleaned, like her mother deserved years ago. The story reminds us that power isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It waits. It watches. And when the moment is right, it changes everything. Never underestimate the strength of dignity and preparation. When the world tries to shut you out, let your presence rewrite the rules.